this off and then Paul can chime in. This is a rezoning application for Lee Cheshire. Applicant has submitted a rezoning application for 7.57 acres from R1 single-family residential district to C2 general business district and R2 multifamily residential district. The purpose of this rezoning is to allow commercial development fronting along Georgia Highway 195 and with duplex and quadruplex development fronting on Magnolia Avenue. Property is located at 298 Leslie Highway and is presently zoned R1, single-family residential district. The Planning Commission, when it met, we made a motion to recommend approval to the Leesburg City Council of the rezoning application on condition that only a C1 neighborhood business district be considered for the commercial portion of the rezoning request instead of the C2.
Paul will gladly answer that question.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. If you read my report, you saw that I recommended against this rezoning, and through the Planning Commission's work, it was forwarded to you all with the recommendation of not the request for C2, but for C1 for that parcel. And that is in accord with my recommendation because C2 is the most intensive commercial district that Leesburg or even Lee County has, and it is made for any retail or service establishment, wholesale stores, storage buildings, warehouses, distribution plants, commercial greenhouses, cellular towers, and indoor shooting ranges. And this, I felt, was way too intensive for that area. The applicant has no intention of building anything that intensive, and as you know, there was a rush on this application. When I reviewed this, I didn't have all the information available to me. What he wants to build is a neighborhood shopping center, a strip center, a very small one, and it would be more appropriate. It would be perfectly allowable under C1, and I feel it's best to keep it as restrictive as possible. It meets what he wants, and it doesn't allow things that are really out of character with the neighborhood. And that's why it was changed from C2 to C1.
Answer your question.
That agreeable with Lee, I think.
Yes, we talked about it in the plan. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with any of
Don't go too far yet.
Okay.
Does anybody have anything in opposition? Anybody want to speak in opposition? Anybody want to speak in favor? Oh, were you opposition or favor? Okay, speak.
I've talked to several people about this, and the worry that has been represented to me and that I share honestly is that you're going to set a precedent that could potentially be destructive to the city's character overall if you approve it outright. And I don't know if y'all can even do this at this point, but I would recommend that you approve it with the restriction that you only do this for properties that start out over X size. This one's 8 acres. I would say, hey, anything over 5 acres we can do this, but we don't want to do this spot zoning for something. A guy buys the quarter acre next to my house to put a duplex. So, yeah, that's really all I had. That's my only point there. We don't want to set a precedent to allow duplexes in the middle of neighborhoods, but overall, this sounds reasonable to me. So, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Paul's going to ask you, he doesn't have a stormwater plan or green space. Is that going to have you put in there?
It will, and I want to make the further point along those lines that the way R2 zoning works in both the city and the county's code is that the Planning Commission recommends it to you all and you all approve it, but R2 is a temporary approval until the applicant submits full development plans. So if he changes his mind about what he's going to do, or if he sells the property, the R2 that you grant, that you do this evening, doesn't continue. Development plans have to be submitted, which would include green space, stormwater, et cetera. before the R2 zoning becomes fully in effect. It's an oddity of the ordinance, but that's how it's written.
Is the case the same way?
Yes.
Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Can I just add one more? I think one of the reasons the planning commission felt comfortable with Mr. Cheshire was that he said he was gonna build not quadruplexes or apartments. He said he was gonna build duplexes, and that he would build 3-bedroom unit duplexes. And I think there was concern, I know there was concern on my part, I think I heard it from Brian too, maybe other planning commissioners, as to what kind of quality were you gonna build there? So he showed us some plans, and these were just kind of a sketch, but they were gonna be duplexes, not quadruplexes, not apartments, but duplexes, and that they would be 3-bedroom units. And so I think the planning commissioners felt more comfortable about that level of quality, rather than doing something smaller or more intensive, or 2 stories, or 4 units in a row. Yeah, there you go, there you go. So you already have it in your packet.
These have 3-bedroom.
That's right, that's right. So that looks better, and that.
It looks very good.
And when Mr. Forgy said he didn't have everything, that was an example of something he didn't have. He didn't know exactly what was gonna be built, because originally he said duplexes or quadruplexes. And now we know he's not gonna build quadruplexes. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I would say one thing about Lee, if he says he's going to do something or not do something, his word's his bond, and
I'll second that.
be very trustworthy. Very
Everything he's touched in Leesburg. Yeah, he's made great improvements.
Hey, he's an asset to Leesburg.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Got a motion to close the public hearing, is there a second? Got a second. All in favor of closing the public hearing? Is there a motion to approve or deny the rezoning?
I'll second it.
Mr. Wilson makes a motion to approve rezoning based on the recommendations from the planning commission. Is there a second?
And it doesn't carry over, I'll second it.
All in favor? Okay, unanimous. Okay. When you gonna start, Lee?
What's that?
When you gonna start?
Rain here, it dries out a little bit.
That's what's going on.
Lee, is there any way in your plans that you put a sidewalk in front of your place?
I'm getting it drawn in to see what the cost will be to do sidewalks in the whole
Right.
development.
I'm sorry, but that road just bothers me, the kids that walk down that road, and there's nowhere for them to walk, there's just.
And we had also talked about even having some sort of walkway going from the duplexes up to, the commercial development when it happens, just so you can get up through there, not just have a trail all of a sudden form, people going back and forth. So we'd already talked about that in planning also.
Committee reports, Ms. Powell, do you have any?
The only one I want just updated is that the map is posted up in Marshall's office on the wall, and also Casey has a copy of it. And the map is going to the Planning and Zoning Committee on March the 16th for final review.
You want to say anything about Luke?
Also, just a reminder, Luke Bryan has been nominated, our local man has been nominated for top new solo vocalist. You can go online. We'll email you the information, because all you gotta click is just vote once, and you can only vote one time for him, but he needs every vote to make it to the top.
Now, if I can only vote for myself, then my wife can only vote.
Yes, she can vote, but you can only vote once.
Ain't sticking around to do it again.
No,
I tried, it doesn't.
it does not allow you to do